Hey everybody, I'm Jelsy. Welcome to my channel, and before I begin, I want to remind you to hit the subscribe button and also the bell so you can be notified when I upload a new video. Para mis amigos que hablan español, les dejo el enlace abajo en la descripción de este video, pero en español. I am so excited for today's video. Clara and Jesse, Team Classy, got married. Yes. So I want to talk about the wedding and this episode number 6 called Imperfect Unity. Where do I begin? There were so many amazing and beautiful scenes. At the beginning of this episode, we noticed that something is in Clara's mind and she's not sharing it with anyone, but Elizabeth pinpoints it. Clara opens up her heart to her, and she talks about how she's been thinking about her late husband Peter, that is Abigail's son, and how he got taken from her really quickly. And she's scared that the same thing will happen to Jesse. And Elizabeth relates to what she's going through, and Clara knows that Elizabeth understands her. The vulnerability in this scene and the mutual understanding represented by Aaron and Eva was amazing. Elizabeth says this line, loving Jack was one of the greatest things I have ever done. I don't regret the time I had with him for one moment. And if I had the chance to do it all over again, knowing exactly how it would end, I would still do it, wouldn't you? Like, wow. There were a few tributes to Jack in this episode, which was quite nice. And I love also in the scene that Elizabeth mentions to Clara how she couldn't live on what ifs. There are moments in our lives where we just start thinking about what ifs and things that haven't even happened yet. And it was a great reminder. And I just love, that we can get reminders on each episode of things that make us go like, Okay, let's jump to the wedding because I need to talk about it. Throughout their journey, Clara and Jesse have grown so much personally and professionally as well. And they have grown so much since they first arrived in Hope Valley. Like, for example, Jesse, when he arrived, he really wasn't in the right path. And Clara, she was a young widow. She was going through a tough time. She was basically a servant to this guy. She owed him money, and now she was working to hopefully pay off her debt. Then these characters arrive in Hope Valley, and little by little, the town and the community make an effect on them, and they start to become who they're meant to be. And now they got married, and it makes me so happy. I loved Clara's look. Her hair was in curls, her dress was all flowy, and it was off the shoulder. It was perfect. The wedding was supposed to be outside near the pond, but because of rain, Elizabeth, mastermind, she made a plan to then move all the things to the saloon. Production design and set decoration looks so beautiful. I love the color combinations, everything. I mean, Fiona's face when she walked in, that was my face. Oh, the wedding party, their dresses, their suits, they all looked so good. Little Jack was ring bearer with the help of Emily, and he was so adorable. The vows were so beautiful, and I think it represented who these characters were. And yeah, I just love them. Bill dancing with Clara and father-daughter dance. I loved Bill's face. He was like so proud. One of the funniest moments in this episode was Clara calling out Elizabeth in the bouquet toss. She was like, yes, you have to be here, like now, here. Of course, it lands on Elizabeth's hands. Clara's like, yeah, that's fate. And Nathan and Lucas are like, whoa. And of course, I have to say, the picture Carson took of Nathan and Elizabeth, the wedding made me happy, and it was perfect for these characters, and I just love it. I loved it. There are other moments from this episode that I just have to mention. Since episode 5, the previous episode, things became real for Elizabeth and also for Nathan and Lucas, and I think this is what caused this, but Nathan was so direct in this scene at the beginning with Elizabeth, and it was the most direct I've seen him all season. I was like, you go. Robert wants to become a Mountie. I think he's seen such great examples, in Jack and Bill and now Nathan. He realizes that he still has time to make this decision and that he'll be ready one day. Get this, there's a new pastor in town, Pastor Zeke. that was really exciting. And it looks like he's there to stay because he mentioned that he was looking forward to being a part of a community. So I hope he stays. He seems really cool. There's also this scene where Clara is with Elizabeth in the cafe. Little Jack just looks at Elizabeth, and those looks that they exchange are like a favorite moment in itself. I enjoyed this episode so much, and it was so cool to see Clara and Jesse get married. And I'm continuing to look forward to what's to come in the rest of the season. I know there are a few episodes left, and I have to say that this season in particular have come in such a needed time, and you know, the world has been going through a really tough time. We can just dive into the world of Hope Valley during that hour. I think it's like a breather. It is. So thank you all so much for watching. I hope you continue to be well. See you on my next video. God bless. Bye.